A very good evening, everyone. So we are back again with our yet another new weekly session, which is on multiple price list. So to begin with, let's start. So first of all, let's understand that what do we mean about price list? So the price list is a document or the list that shows the prices of products or services that a business offers. It is usually created by the business to inform customers or clients about the prices of the products or services they are interested in purchasing. Overall, a well-organized and informative price list can be a valuable tool for businesses to communicate their prices and offerings to the customers and clients. But how does multiple price list feature of RealBooks is helping the accountants? So let's check. So first of all, we'll understand that how many features are there and how to proceed with. So first of all, we'll be getting into the navigation part, which is from settings and configuration. So we'll just directly dig into RealBooks financial module. So let's log in first. There we go. I have selected a specific segment, which is named as Bhavanipur. So as the PPT showed, we need to go to settings, configuration, inventory, and there comes the price list towards your left panel. So first, for enabling the price list in the RealBooks financial module, you just need to enable the toggle button, which is reflecting right in front of your screen. And then you are getting a numerous different types of features that will help you in different screens. So what is the first one? Let's check. This is the price list based on. First of all, we need to understand, do you want to configure the price list based on your items, or you want to configure the price list based on your item groups? There must be some categories of item groups which you have already created in the financial module, and you want to create the price list as per your item groups. So you're open to do it any of the cases over here. So over here, we'll be proceeding with the items only part. Then there are numerous other options, which is price list for sale, compulsory price list for sale. We'll be just navigating them one by one. So let's begin with first. So first of all, once you have enabled the toggle button of price list, you will be able to view one option in the menu, which is under masters, inventory, and there comes a price list. Let's click on create first. Okay, so over here, you can give the price list name as watches price list. So this is the name of the price list which I want to update it, and there is a by default ranking which is configured as 99 in the system itself. So we'll be learning that what is the usage of this particular part, but first let's create the price list. So we have different numerous types over here for searching field, which is I can search the item with the item name, I can search the item with the item code or with the item bar code, the way it is created in the financial model. So I will go with the item name part. So over here, I will be selecting the item name as Rolex watch. And over here, if I want to give the date as 1st of May 2022, and if I want to give an end date to it, I can simply put it as 31st 2023. Or if I don't want to give any particular end date to it, and I don't want to keep coming back and looking whether the due date has been crossed or not, I mean, having all sorts of cases and combinations, so we can just keep it as blank. This means that this price list will be applicable to the endless date. It doesn't have any end date to it. So we can keep the quantity as 1 to 50 quantity. You want to give the rate as say suppose 1500. And similarly, there is a different rate for the quantity from say suppose 51 to 100, you are giving amount of say suppose 1450, and in case if the discount is applicable, you can simply give the discount as 5. So this way you can create multiple items with the from and to quantity, whether you want to exclude tax in these rates or you want to include tax in these rates with the discount combinations. All sorts of configurations is available. So we have already created one price list. I will just run through that first. So once you have created the price list, you can simply click on Save button. And to view the price list which is already created in the system, you need to go to Masters, Inventory, Price List, and Edit. So we have already created two price lists, which is named as watches special prices, and the other one is the watches part. So first we will begin with the price list name, which is created under watches. So I'll click on the edit part and I'll simply click on go. So here there are numerous items which I have applied over here, which is having a very common date of from, which is from 1/4/2022. In case if the date varies as per your quantity and other details, you can always pick the date as per your convenience over here. So for example, I'll just give one or two examples. What is my scenario over here? I have selected an item named as fossil watches, and from 1 quantity to 15 quantity, the rate is 17.99. And for fossil watches, starting from quantity as 51 to 2 quantity 100 is 16.99. There is a gap of amount, say suppose 100 rupees. So this way I have made multiple items, quantity and rate. I have defined a special price list over here that in case if I'm putting any sale order, if I'm applying any sale entry, then this rate needs to be applied for my convenience. So now I will just close this price list and then I will be going to transactions, inventory, sale cycle and sale order. So first of all, I will be booking the sale order entry in my books of accounts and I'll check that how does price list is helping me in doing that. So I will click over here as Abuja Enterprises. Okay, sorry, I missed one step over here. Now, how my system is going to identify that which prices is for which customer? The prices may vary or the prices of the items may vary from customer to other customer. So for doing that, we need to go to first masters, accounts, ledger, edit. So we'll have to go and select one into ledger over here. Over here, I'm selecting it as Abuja Enterprises. And I will simply click on edit icon. I am getting one option of attach price list over here. I need to enable the toggle button over here so that I want to command the system that which price list is assigned to which customer. So over here, I'm enabling this option, and the moment I enable the toggle button, one more tab gets added to the ledger edit master. And over here, I am selecting the segment as Bhawanipur, and then I'm selecting the price list as Chis. And now I have given the show multiple price list toggle button is enabled. I will be showing that what is the usage of this. However, I'm clicking on save button over here. So once my ledger master is saved, now I'll be going to transactions, inventory, sale cycle, and sale order. So quickly, there is an option of voucher type as a sale order. I will be giving the billing party as Abuja Enterprises. And then appears over here, say watches. Now, if over here in my items, if I select it as Rolex watch, and give the item of, say, suppose 40 watches, automatically the rate gets defined over here, 7,800. I need not remember the prices of each and every item again and again. So over here, my master is helping me out in updating the rates directly from the price list, fetching it from there. And I can always see or view all the details over here. What was the item name? What is the from quantity? What is the to quantity? In case if I'm having any discrepancies or any differences in whatever details are over here, I can just simply come up over here and check what is the exact rate and from into quantity defined and the applicable date reflecting right in front of your screen. So for diving watches, like for example, over here, I have taken the example of Rolex watches. From 1 to 50 quantity, the amount ranged from 7,800, and from 51 quantity to 100, it ranged to 7,000 amount. So over here, the rate got updated 7,800 successfully. But in this case, I want my system, instead of doing that, this is one case. If I want to go ahead with this case, I can simply click on adding the items over here. Like if I'll add the diving watch over here and I give the amount, say suppose 52, automatically the rates will get updated. And I can just click the give the narration and I can just simply save the entry over here. This is one way of updating the sale order entry. But now, instead of doing the long process, I want my system to automatically populate the rates, and I'll just enter the amounts over there. So what do we need to do? We just need to simply go to settings, TX and configuration. And now I'll quickly search for the sale order nature of transaction, and I will be going to the voucher type as sale order, because this is the voucher type I'm going to use for entering my items with price list. I'll click on search over here. Now there is an option of fetch item rate from price list. So you need to enable this so that my system gets to know, okay, for this voucher type, the items rate needs to be getting fetched from the price list. So this toggle button needs to be enabled. Now there is one more option which says load item from price list. So what does this particular feature helps you know? If you just simply click on yes and click on save, and this voucher type parameter gets configured, then you can go to transactions, inventory, sale cycle, sale order. And then you can simply give the party as Ahuja Enterprises, because the prices are tagged to this particular billing party. And now I'll simply come to price list or toggle button. Now, once I come to the price list tab over here, I am getting the input fields of quantity over here. So what is this usage is all about? So for example, if I am updating the price list, or I want to sell the fast track watches of 48 quantity, and then the quartz watches as 30, and the Rolex watches as, say, suppose 14, and say suppose the diving watches as 40. And now there's an option of populate item. Now how does this help us? The moment if I click on populate item and come to the items tab, automatically I don't have to date each and every item and put the quantity and rate individually. The system is doing this for me on my behalf. So only details, if you want to update any item descriptions against these items, you can always do that. But the rest of the part is getting done from this particular screen itself. You just need to populate it over here, and then the items will get configured automatically over here. In case if the tax is configured, then automatically the tax will also get fetched over here. So in my case, no tax has been updated over here. So I will just update that. Sale order booked for watches. And I will click on save. So my entry got saved successfully. So this was the case. This is the way, we learned two cases or two scenarios where we can update the sale order entry with price list. The one with individually searching the item and the rate automatically gets fetched from my price list master. And the other one is from the price list tab. We just need to update the quantities over here, and then automatically the items will get fetched over here. So this was my second option. Now I have another case, like, again, I'll be going to masters, inventory, price list, and edit option. Now remember, in my masters, I had created two types of price list. One was watches, which had the applied from date right from 1/4/2022, and it has an endless date to date over here. But again, there are certain cases or certain scenarios where a special price comes up for a special time period. So for example, although the price list has been updated right from 1/4/2020 to the endless date, I want the rates to get changed based on these special dates. There may be some bumper sale going on, some special prices are introduced for a special time period. So what we can do, we can simply come and create one more price list, and we can give the from and to date, which is under the previous date. For example, over here, I'm taking the from date from 25th of February to 28th of February. My fast track watches rate from quantity 1 to 50 will become 1900 instead of the other amount which was already updated. For example, for the Rolex watch, if you see, I have updated it as 7,000, which is a special price from 25th of February to 28th of February. But for the previous price list which I updated. Let's check what was the price list that I updated over here. The rate for 1 to 50 quantity was 7,800. So now how will this help us? Let's check that. So over here, just we need to make sure that the ranking, now ranking comes into the scenario. Since I will be assigning both the prices to the same party, I need to make sure that the special price will always contain the first ranking from the regular one. So over here, I am giving the rank as 1 for the special price list, and for the regular price list, I am giving the rank 2 part. Now let's check, and now I'll have to go to Masters, Accounts, Ledger, Edit. Again, I will be selecting the same party and I'll click on Enter. Now over here for the attached price list, I will add one more row with the same segment, which is as Bhawanipur. And now I will be selecting the special price list of watches. And now if I click on Save, so once my ledger master is saved successfully, I can again come back to transactions, inventory, sales cycle, and sale order. Again, with the regular process, I have to select the billing party as Abuja Enterprise. But wait, for 24th of February, the regular price list only needs to reflect over here. So my date was 25th. So for example, if I'm putting the 26th date or the future date over here, automatically my price list name got changed based on the date which is updated in my masters. So now if I come to items, and for the regular process, if I'm selecting the Rolex watch and giving the quantity as say suppose 12, automatically the 7,000 or the special date is getting fetched in my sale order. So again, with the regular process, if I don't want to do the multiple tasks over here, okay, I don't want to go and each and every time, I don't want to update all these price lists over here. And in case I'm just refreshing the screen, because that was one process, we'll go with the second process over here, like 26th of Feb, and selecting the billing party as Abuja Enterprise. And I want my system to load the price list over here. I just want it as, for example, I am selecting it as 12 and this one as 11 and the fossil watches as 10 and the Rolex watches suppose 8 and 48. So automatically the price has got fetched and it is unedited over here. So let's see. And now I'll simply click on Save. So my entry got saved successfully. And now let's check in my reports, how does it appears? I'll just go to reports, inventory, sales cycle, and sale order status. And the party name was Abuja Enterprise. And I will click on the current date and the future date as 26th there. 2 entries are appearing. Let's check in our edit option. I'm just clicking on enter to open the entry. All these details are updated over here. Now, in case if I want to make any changes, I can do the changes. However, but now for this particular entry of this particular case, I want to edit the rate for these items. But at the same time, I don't want to hamper the price list master as well. How to do that? Am I blocked? No, in our RealBooks, we are not blocked over here. So as you can see, the warning message is coming that you're not allowed to put the rate manually, but I want for this particular entry or for this particular case, I want the rates to be manipulated or edited. It might be special prices which we are assigning over here. So what do we need to do? We need to go to settings, and then there is an option of, say, suppose TX in configuration. Again, as for the regular process, I will quickly search for the nature as sale order. Then I will be clicking on sale order, then click on search. Now there is an option or there is a pattern which is asking you that allowing changing item rate fetched from price list. Now this pattern will control whether the user is allowed to edit the rates which is defined in my price list manually or not. If I am clicking on no, you will be restricted in changing the rates. In case if you click on yes and click on save button, and again, come back to reports, inventory, sync cycle, and sale order status. And give the party name as Enterprise and click on save. Search the date and then click on search. Let's check for any one of them. Oh, now I am being able to make any changes in my rates over here. Like if I want to 7,800, if I want to manipulate it to 8,000, I can do it manually over here. And if I click on save, no more restriction is there, neither in create nor in edit. So you can always have these scenarios over here for editing or restricting as per the pattern which is available in the RealBooks itself. Now, in case, even though the dates are following to the special price, but I want some changes over here. I want to edit the price list or at the time of creating the price list, for example, creating the sale order. Sorry, if I go to transactions, inventory, sync cycle, and sale order, and if I'm having multiple sale or price lists configured in my system, and I have configured those price lists to my party as well, for example. And for one particular case, although it's 24th of Feb, but for this particular user, I want to manipulate the prices, and I can always have the same date range, and I can just quickly change the rates over here. Like for example, if I come to 26th of Feb, although it's showing as special price list, but my watches also falls in the same date range, like right from beginning from 1st April to the endless infinite timeline, I'm having this price list. So in this case, if I don't want the watches special price list to get applicable, and I want this particular price list to get applicable, I can always change it from here, and I can put the quantity and fetch the data right. I'll just populate and click the sale order entry booked. So I have these scenarios as well available in my sale order. And once my sale order entry is booked successfully in the books of accounts, I can directly do the sale entry via chaining. All the items gets pulled right from sale order directly in my sale entry. It is applicable same when the delivery order comes in between sale order and sale. So you need not worry about that. Okay, let's come back to the settings page as configuration. Fine, sorry, inventory, and then the price list. So we had multiple other options available as well. Like, do you want a compulsory price list for sale? Like we are done with every scenarios, whatever we updated for the price list of sale order. But in case if there comes the price list for sale, now you can define it over here, whether do you want the price list to be compulsorily applicable for the sale transaction or not. So in case if you are enabling the toggle button, the system will ask you two options to select. The user needs to opt for either of the following. Do you want the price list? What would be the default price list for the sale, which is applicable for rest of the debtors as well? I mean, you need not go and configure the price list for each and every party from your ledger master. You can simply add one default price list for one particular segment or for all the other segments, depending on the necessity. And you can just save it over here and you are good to go. Now, for example, you don't want to select the default price list for sale for different companies, but you want to default price list for sale for the entire company. Like, for example, if you're having one company or you are configuring wanting the price list to get applicable for all the 5 segments which is created in that company, you can always use this option. And again, you can just click on the toggle button. Automatically the price list option will appear over here. Then irrespective of any price list defined in any party, this particular option will get applicable at the time of entry of your sale transactions. So let's check if I have just enabled it, and I go to transactions, inventory, sale cycle, and sale. So I will give the ledger name as sales and then the party as Abuja Enterprises. Again, in this example, and if I give the item name as Rolex watch and give the quantity as say suppose 12, automatically the rate will get fetched, or probably if you can see, if you want to see what all price list is defined in my price list, or you can always refer this price list tab and book the entries of sale as per your requirement. This is applicable in the case of direct sale where the sale order is not coming into the scenario. So you can type it over here as beans, price, sale, entry, booked for watches. So you can simply click on save button over here. Sorry, I need to compute the details over here. And now I am good to go with the submit option. So my entry is booked successfully in the system. Now, what else do we have in our bucket list? Check settings, configuration, inventory, and then comes the price list option. Toggle button to be enabled or blocked the way we checked in our sale order entry. I mean, do you want the users, or do you want to allow your users to edit the rates manually, even if it is getting fetched from the price list or not? You can always have this toggle button enabled in order to edit it. And if you don't want to get the price list rate edited, you can always disable the toggle button. Changing the discount, again, the discount is also, you can, as we know, we have learned that we can always define the discount part in my price list as well. It will get applicable as and when the way it is updated in my masters. Similar cases of sale order and sale, you can always have the price list for your purchase transactions and your price list for purchase order as well. Now, for the last option, I would like to, since the toggle button is disabled, first I would like to go to masters, inventory, and then quickly I'll search for the price list and edit. So I'll edit any one of them, and if I go over here, I'm having some certain units coming up over here, like type, item name, from date to date, everything is defined over here, but certain units coming up, fetching from right from my unit master of those items, which is defined, which is reflecting over here. But in the case of print, or for my XYZ reason, my concerns, I want some other items or the other units or AUM to get reflected in my item master. What I can do, I can simply come to settings, configuration, inventory, price list, and I will enable the toggle button of print name. So let's check, what does it say? This feature is to be enabled in order to show the print name in the price list. So I'll go to masters, inventory, price list, and edit. So as you can see, there is one more column which named as AUM is reflecting against each and every field of the price list. So what does this help you in case if you are preparing a price list and you're preparing a sale order, and while the creation of the template or the customization of the template, once the template is getting generated, you want this AUM to get printed in your template instead of these units. So you can always use these fields in order to get it printed in your templates as well. So this is applicable for the templates part. Again, this is not a compulsory feature. This is a dynamic feature, which in case if it is applicable, you can always use this. If we have any questions relating to price list, or you want me to run through any feature once again, In case if we don't have any questions, so thank you all for joining today. You'll be getting this video uploaded on the YouTube channel as well for your ready reference. In case if you want to have a quick help from this video, you can always refer the video which is uploaded on our YouTube channel and accordingly get configured in our RealBooks financial module. In case of any help or any query, you can always reach us to our support number. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you.